Okay.
Shut it down.
Shut it down. We're back here prepping for Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frostmaiden.
We are prepping for Icewind Dale from Rime of the
Yeah,
Frostmaiden.
I cut my hair. I'm bald as fuck.
As fuck.
And regardless of me not feeling well, we're still gonna do this shit.
Gotta do this.
So, okay, we gotta recall what happened last week because, God, obviously, if you watch the episode, you can see that the first half did not go the way we wanted it to, with a completely out of left field turn.
Yes, indeed, left field it was.
With a chapter 2, Cave of Berserkers, with the roll on the wilderness chart, which prompted me to look at the wilderness encounters again, just in case that shit pops up again and we're not prepared for it. This is the only one that does that, and that makes me very, very upset, because now the time we have to prep for it, we can't prep for it because we didn't know that was going to happen. Is it still on us? Slightly. But why would we be thinking about that?
No. Normally,
we're prepping for one quest, and we didn't think that our wilderness encounter is going to just
transport us to the second chapter.
So yeah, we did the Cave of Berserkers, which comes up in chapter 2. So I guess we don't have to do that in chapter 2 anymore. So
yep, because everything's dead aside from the Revelings. They're still there.
We only have maybe about, depending on when Jake gets back, we're only going to be doing this for a few more sessions anyway, until he leaves, and then we pick up Rime of the Frostmaiden again. It's essentially we're back in this, because obviously Sky Orphans is going to be the main project. As far as prep schedules for Sky Orphans, I don't know if we're going to be doing those. But we'll obviously be prepping. I just don't know if I want to do it on camera. It's still in debate, because that's kind of like our... It's kind of like why Matt Mercer doesn't prep on Critical Role.
Exactly.
Do prep sessions, because we don't want you knowing what's going to happen.
Exactly.
If we're just like, yeah, Kaladin's a god, and he has also had a penis up his ass, and that's just random shit. If we're like, this is just me randomly speaking about that, and then you're just like, yeah, this is the part where he gets a cock up his ass.
Yeah, I remember they were.
You're not gonna find interest, and I'd rather keep you guys just as engaged as everyone else. So I don't know if we're gonna actually do that. But for things like this just seems to be part of the course. All right, so we did that. We did Caer-Dineval, and obviously because of the whirlwind of the first half, we got fucking exhausted. Yeah. Our brains went on overdrive, and then by the second half, we were dead tired. But even with that dead tired, the fact that I will say this Caer-Dineval was incredibly engaging. Mostly because of the way that you ran the NPCs in there. I think you did a fantastic job, given the fact yeah, you did a great job, and especially with me looking it over again and seeing and listening to the footage. You're the real reason why people kept engaged in there, because we were fucking tired. One person,
pick a number.
July was so tired that she was literally walking around, looking at the cat, moving off camera.
She had to stay awake.
She's just trying to keep herself awake, and I don't blame her. But man, if we look at it for not being engaging, then I'm sorry. But I think it was really good. I think given the fact that we were all tired and exhausted, Caer-Dineval was one of the rare spots in 10 towns where they did a fantastic job with everything. Did they do a good job as far as the NPCs in the town? There's none.
Yeah, it's very sparse. It's literally go to the place. Go to the place.
They're literally just telling you, hey, fortress.
Literally every NPC you come up to, they're just like, man, you guys should take care of this whole fortress business.
Essentially.
Hey, go to the fucking fortress.
We had to make it more interesting because my character was, the character I'm playing, Louis Lightsword, is from Caer-Dineval. And if you watch the prep session, some of the secrets came out. But the thing is I wasn't planning on keeping that being a secret for a long time, so it was just kind of par for the course. Reason for him to be joining the adventuring squad anyway, because I just made him a salesman anyway, so Now he has a reason to be an
Exactly.
adventurer.
Salesmen should be tortured proficiently.
He wasn't trying. Poor guy. Poor guy. He's put on fake accents. He doesn't know what his real voice is. So he just projects himself to be a salesman. Either way, we're prepping for this week's session. And this week's session, we're going to try and get 2 quests done. Given the fact that Caer-Dineval and the Targos quest are pretty much in the same area, we could potentially... We don't know if it's going to happen, but we're going to prep for 2. We're going to prep for Caer-Dineval being second, and prep for Targos being first.
So am I getting the other Caer as well, correct? Because you took Targos?
I think so.
Or do you just want to run the whole thing?
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, for the first half, since we kind of decided on a whim that I'm going to take Targos, I'll just keep it. I'll start off the first half and take the Targos quest. And then the second half, we'll kind of like, during our lunch break, determine what we're doing.
How are we going to scare them now? Because I think they would just go straight to Caer-Dineval, because it's literally
Well,
next
the thing
door.
is, literally with Caer-Dineval, we can literally just have the husband that gives the quest in Targos. First of all, to get you guys understanding, we're going to go to Targos to get you the understanding why it could be very convenient to get 2 quests done here. We have to project that to you guys too. So, we basically already said that we in our thing that both the Caers are under scrutinization, so that gives them reason to go to the Caers. So Caer-Dineval, first of all, we need to. They're probably going to want to be there for the. Depending on what happens, we might have ourselves a good old-fashioned election again before even all of this starts. That's depending on if they want to be involved in it. Because if they're just like, nah, let's move forward, we'll basically do background work and either build our own NPC or basically figure out a character that's in the game already from 10 towns and kind of just plop them in there.
I feel like we should probably make our own, just due to the fact that some people have different chapters where they probably need to be doing something.
If we're being honest, if I didn't want to play my character, he would just take up the role because it's the only character that is really in there that we've established.
Yeah. I mean,
but my character has no interest in being.
Literally, just make one up.
We're just going to probably just create our own NPC. If you want, we'll just do that at the end since we need to go over things anyway.
Yeah, because basically getting the quest will no longer be the same way. We would have to.
I don't know.
We'd have to improv this then, because
there's a lot of improv we've been doing already. Not the way that we've ran this campaign is not like anything else. Not a bad thing, but that's just how it is. So essentially, also with Caer-Dineval, if they stick around, I don't think this guy keeps his position. If there's a re-election, this guy doesn't keep his position.
No.
The townspeople like him, but they don't trust him because he's a drunk and he's not reliable. But he's a good person, apparently. So he's a good person. He's reliable. I mean, he's not reliable, sorry. He's a good person who's not reliable.
Good person who's unreliable.
That's the reason why the Targos representative is going to get reelected, because he's reliable. Being a good person doesn't make you qualified to be a leader. Somehow he got the position. That's never explained. But then again, it's never explained why any of these guys have it.
For him, I believe they actually said that he just used favoritism, kind of just essentially he was a face, essentially speaking. So he just took everyone's requests at heart and just achieved them, essentially speaking. He actually didn't get in by notorious means, surprisingly.
He just did it being a good person.
Looking like a good person, at least. He had all intentions of running.
Okay. Well, it explains the alcohol. Okay. We'll see how that plays out. If we're doing things the way that we imagine it, we just don't see this guy getting reelected. But that's the election phase. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the Avengers themselves. The Unseen is where we're going to get more, because the Cares, we already dealt with the Black Swords, which literally is the organization itself. There just wasn't any Duergar in the actual keep at that moment. Caer-Dineval is where the Duergar come in. And I actually recently watched someone, pretty much listened to it while I was at work, to run it. And this is an interesting one. Because this is the one with the Ogre Zombie. They literally have an Ogre Zombie. Yeah. And it's crazy. They're probably just going to deal with Duergar.
Yeah, this is the one where the invisible dude comes in, he starts stealing shit for the most part. And that's pretty much like what I was reading initially.
Mm-hmm. And literally, Kelvin's Karen is literally in the same vicinity as Kelvin's Karen.
Yeah.
And that's literally where the guy is currently fucking... We'll go to Targos now. We don't need to look at it that in detail until later. Our main thing right now for prepping is Targos. Because if you go to Targos, man, he plays such a big role in... I didn't realize I was going to love playing that character as much as I did.
Yeah,
he's such a good character. Oh my god.
Man. All variants are good.
Yeah. Not all of them, but this one's done right.
They're villains at least. They're usually good.
So, oh god. Fucking imagery. Don't let me look at it. Don't make me look at it. A character with the littlest yeti, blah, 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 can shine. This is the only time they can shine.
The only time.
Literally, they're going to Kelvin's Cairn itself. Literally, the cave is... The thing for Caer-Dineval is in a fortress nearby Kelvin's Cairn. So it's like, this is the fortress, or the Caer of sorts. And then we have Kelvin's Cairn.
So by all technicality,
it's literally neighboring each other.
So which is the one where the husband is all screwy-looey?
This is
he's there. That's not where you get it from, though.
You get it from Targos itself, but we can easily...
Oh, okay.
We can easily expedite it to him traveling to Caer-Dineval because we can just advance the story in the sense that he's searching for him, and the dogs are there. We got Boy, and they can literally instead of doing all the extra stuff that they want us to do, we can just kind of skip half of it and then basically have the quest point at Caer-Dineval. They can pretty much have the quest point for Targos. That does not mean that they don't have a reason to go to Targos. They have plenty of reasons to go to Targos. We've established that perfectly fine. So if they go to Targos for any other reasons out of the 50 million, then they go to Targos. But they don't have to get the quest from Targos.
Specifically, they were like, we should allow Targos to kind of resolve itself, if I'm not mistaken. That's what they were doing. So that's why they prioritized the last mission over going to Targos. So if anything, I think they're going to try their best to stay away from Targos for a bit.
That's probably the last 10 towns would go to.
Based on pattern. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. Like I get the thought process, and I'm saying that, but we don't know what they're going to do.
No, we don't.
And then second of all, I feel like because it's part of the adventure, they're just going to want to go to the town anyway. But that's Caleb being predictable, or at least having predictions as well. If they don't go to the town, they don't go to the town. They pretty much know Targos just by listening to the leader itself and seeing him. They don't really need to know anything else.
Yeah.
If they choose to get to know more, that's on them and that's their choice. But I don't think that's really necessary, if I'm being honest. I think they get the point with just the leader himself.
Yeah. I think the thing is that, because just based on the interaction, I think that they think they're going to be attacked outright.
Mm-hmm.
Is more their concern as far as that. They don't care about what's going on there.
No, I understand. We don't want to die.
Be attacked. Yeah.
And the only person who doesn't know that is Joy's character, and he doesn't want to. He's not going to expose that.
No.
He wants to hold his own secret.
Exactly.
And that's perfectly fine.
So therefore, I think everyone's literally going to be on the notion the whole time that if we fuck with Targos, Targos fucks with us.
Because they don't know. They just think that it's just a random cult
Mm-hmm.
They just think it's just a random cult.
Yeah, just in Targos.
They didn't.
Based in Targos.
Basically, they're not. We haven't given them any reason to believe, or the characters any reason to believe. They're doing a fantastic job.
They literally even said like, "Yo, Nessie, kill." They were like, "Nessie, don't fuck with Targos people."
Yeah, exactly.
They were just hell bent on just like, don't fuck with Targos.
I think they're doing a fantastic job.
Oh, definitely. They're role playing.
Our players are doing a fantastic job. I've never been more proud of them as far as module wise goes, because man, they're killing it with the role play sake. And if you've watched our Friday groups, a lot of the times they forego the whole role play bit just to kind of do combat stuff. And while they still have their moments of just like looking at spells and stuff, which as DMs can get a little bit annoying, but it's part of the game, so whatever. I still think they're doing a fantastic job at bang up job at role playing. And while they did a decent job with Waterdeep, I think this is their best job yet.
Waterdeep was kicked down the door.
Yeah,
that was mostly Jake.
Yeah,
that was literally a new guy.
We haven't even released.
He was a new guy.
We haven't even released that stuff yet. I don't even know what I'm doing with that stuff.
Yeah,
it's such a chaotic mess.
It is.
Because there's like to let you guys know that we got like 23 videos that are currently in private right now. That I've edited. I've done a whole bunch of work in. Some of them we did from home because we were in quarantine. That I just have to kind of like figure out what to do with, or if it's even worth posting.
The ending, the big one shot, is really what connects the whole thing together. Really.
Thank God, because it was really good, and that'd be the only reason why I would post it.
Exactly.
But it's going to take a while, and I'll let you guys know in advance if I post it to the channel. But for right now, it's going to remain in the ether. Yeah. So let's look at these quests. Targos is one of these few quests that we've looked at pretty much in detail already because we know how long it's going to be. But if we do it the way that I'm thinking we do this, we're literally cutting it in half, and we're just getting to the adventure part of it. And the adventure part of it is not that bad.
Okay, you want to roll ahead of time?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Roll
without the encounter. Yeah, please go get the die. God. Go get the die real quick. I was actually thinking the exact same thing because after that whole bit with the wilderness encounters, I'm fucking through as far as just doing it on the spot, and it gives us some time to think about it as well. And you'll know in advance too. It'll give you a little bit of know-how. We'll each roll individually. I think we do maybe about 2 or 3. We might be running only 2, but we'll roll 4 in advance.
Yeah,
we don't know what they're going to do.
Pick and choose from what we roll.
Okay. Wilderness encounters. Fuck, I don't remember. Icewind. Well, yeah, there we go.
For some reason.
Whatever.
Right? Yeah.
Go ahead and roll a d20.
I got a 9.
Battlehammer Dwarves.
Easy mode, okay.
It's just them. The dwarves are eager to get back to the valley and indifferent towards adventurers. Characters can shift the dwarves' attitude to friendly by speaking with them in Dwarvish, although dwarves are grim, which is understandable given the inclement weather. They're neither violent nor spoiling for a fight. If a stat block becomes necessary, the dwarves are lawful good scouts. With these changes, okay, blah blah blah, and they give you some names. Okay, cool. So they're just.
Interestingly enough, if we actually go with this, they technically would have a kind of like a pathway that they can get to Calvin's Cairn by like avoiding overland travel.
Wait, yeah, it says that. The shield doors of Clanhammer have iron miles throughout the valley that extend from the base of Calvin's. Oh.
So this literally can just kind of give them a fast travel.
Okay, cool.
You want to run that one last? This way they just like, okay, now they just fucking get there.
Yeah, well, because we're running 2.
Yeah.
So we'll do that, and I guess we'll again. I don't want to roll
11.
11.
We got an 11 there, buddy. Let's see what.
Oh no, Snowy Owlbear. That ain't that bad. Combines the features of a snow... an owlbear. Only a character who has an owlbear whisper secret can befriend it. Oh, Joey.
Oh, no. Joey's first character.
He's not playing him anymore.
I know.
That's fine. If a character coaxes the owlbear into becoming a party mascot, you can tax the characters in gold to keep their pets fed and happy. Tax them for the fucking owlbear?
9 gold?
Why are we taxing them? Which is based on eating the equivalent of 3 pigs. Oh.
Nice.
Now reading this, he probably shouldn't play his character if he wants to keep his goddamn owlbear. He's going to have to pay 9 gold. Per day. Per day. Per day.
Per day.
So yeah, it's just there's an owlbear encounter.
You want to reroll that one, or
it's yeah. Let's reroll it. I think we can. I think we can do a little bit more interesting here. 16.
Deadly.
An awakened beast. Hooray! I love these. Maybe you guys won't fucking kill it right away this time.
They could. Who knows?
D8.
D8.
Yeah, because you have to roll to see which it is. Yeah.
Oh.
Let's hope it's 3.
8.
Damn it. Wolf. God damn it! Just a random wolf. Reroll that. Because we're not
just pick whichever one we want at this point.
I want the hair. I want to talk a little bunny rabbit.
I'm late. Oh god. Oh yeah. Oh my god.
Screw it.
I'm late.
Okay, we're doing the hair, and then the hair is it's the same thing as what I did with the polar bear. The awakened beast that the characters encounter is smart enough to stay out of harm's way. If the beast is a dangerous predator, such as it keeps its distance. If it's harmed, the awakened beast retreats to safe distance. It can be persuaded to help the character or help them, perhaps even join the party for a time.
What the fuck? That does make sense, though. I
mean, the thing is, they're creatures, and if I'm being honest, I kind of hope that they just keep a talking little bunny rabbit. But if I know they're just going to, just kill that motherfucker.
Always says he's late, no matter what.
I'm scared. I'm late.
Are we gonna dress this guy up as the literal fucking buddy?
I don't know if we want to do that, but we'll play around with it. So we have our 2 encounters for right now, and once they get into Kelvin's Cairn, for going into Kelvin's Cairn, we have the Awakened Snowhare, and then we have the Battlehammer Dwarves, which are literally just there to shortcut them to Kelvin's Cairn, and then we got the Kelvin's Cairn quest itself. So, we like Awakened Animal first, Battlehammer Dwarves, and then the quest in Targos, which is right here. Alright, this is going to be interesting, because it's not, thank goodness, for this kind of style, if I'm being honest, because I'm just starting to get a little bit over the amount of frustratingly confusing pathways and dungeon locations.
This one's a lot simpler.
Especially after last week. That whole Berserker Cave thing was fucking annoying because we had no idea what anything was.
I mean, it was just the fact that if you just roll a random encounter the day of the fucking play,
they don't even need a map.
You shouldn't have to, go out and go to chapter 2. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, we were just chilling and not thinking that it was going to be too crazy.
And then we looked at the fucking item. We're just like, wait, you take everything? And then he's like, yeah. I'm like, well, shit.
We had one of the best encounters so far with the Cold Walker guy. I love that encounter. That was a cool encounter.
Was nutty.
And then we had the worst encounter so far with the Berserkers. Don't get me wrong, the Berserker stats were great, and the way that he roleplayed them, I think, was great. It was just basically what they were.
Yeah.
But the whole coaxing, the coaxing with the ring, and then just teleporting to a ring, it's fucking awful.
I get, okay, maybe we can only touch everything and get identify, but come on, Wizards. That could be a level 1 quest. That could be a level 1 thing.
What they should have done is they should have just allowed them to pick up the ring and just not have the teleport feature.
Instantaneously. It's instantaneous.
They can literally just look up stuff on their own and find out that this is attached to some bizarre cave. And it will give them incentive in Chapter 2 to possibly explore the cave and see what it's all about.
Exactly. Instead of ruining the chapter and getting a possible TPK.
It's just... it's just so fucking unnecessary for me.
Mainly a possible TPK. Because if this was a level 1 adventure party going against everything that was in that cave.
Yeah, it's messed up. All right, we're looking at the thing itself. When we're looking at the quest in Targos, it's actually not that bad. The base camp, we'll go through everything here in detail. One of the few times we're actually going to. You see 2 tents pitched in the snow near an icy outcropping that acts as a natural windbreaker. Between the tents is an overturned sled. Still harnessed to the sled are 5 howling dogs. That's where the dogs come in. Garrett's dog boy tore free from its harness and ran back to Targos. We're not saying Targos. We're saying...
So this is midway. We're going to do it like they were all together.
Yeah.
And he got separated. Yeah.
We're going to basically make it in our own way. That, okay, this is happening right now. The husband's not even going to be a part of it. The husband doesn't even know that something went wrong. This is just... It makes more sense in my head, too.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he wouldn't be in the snow for fucking 4 days. Exactly. Just alive.
In the same exact spot. Unmoving. Not eating.
For it to happen just now and just allowing it to flow naturally, exactly. I think that's going to be the route we take. Instead of it going all the way back to Targos, because that's a hell of a run. You're making the dog look cool. Don't get me wrong. You make the dog look cool, but that's...
It's unrealistic.
It's not going to happen.
It's very unrealistic.
The dogs are friendly, cold, hungry, and miserable. If the characters release them, the dogs run back to the nearest town to seek shelter.
These dogs are smart, though. That's one thing.
Under the sled are 2 small crates. One is empty, and it appears that the dogs broke into it and ate the provisions that were contained within.
See, they smart.
The other is not in the dog's reach and contains enough rations to feed 4 people for 3 days. Starting the ascent, the wind has obliterated the tracks made by Garrett's expedition. So, yeah, basically they're just climbing a mountain. There's no tracks to follow. The only tracks they're going to have is the Battle Dwarfs tracks from, Kelvin's Cairn to there. Done. And Perilous Climb. Wait, no, why am I looking at that? Fuck that. They go, if Boy is with the party, which... We're just going to make Boy with the party. The dog can lead the characters to Garrett. Basically, the mountain goats little thing. The mountain goats are indifferent. If you attack the mountain goats for some stupid reason, they attack.
Oh yeah, they would never attack the mountain goats. Ooh, meat. Ooh, meat. Ooh, meat. Never.
It's just like a random punish for no reason.
Not giving anyone gold.
You can't attack everything.
They attack back.
Whatever. So essentially giving the DM a reason to do that.
Right.
Avalanche. This is the part where this is where the adventure actually really picks up. Hundreds of feet up the mountain, you come to a glistening white expanse of packed snow. As you get about halfway across it, you hear a loud crack from higher up the mountains, followed by a rumbling noise as the ground starts to shake. It's an avalanche. The party finds itself in the path of an avalanche. Avalanche is 200 feet wide and 100 feet long and 30 feet deep. 30 feet deep. That's the scariest part about that. That's an avalanche for you, though. I literally recently watched footage of someone getting...
buried?
No, getting rescued from an avalanche. And dude, they had to dig so far deep.
Yeah.
And she was just like this.
It's just the thing is that the snow is packed. And once snow becomes packed,
it
becomes harder to even move.
Well, that's the same thing with like dirt, right? Because that's just surface. And
the thing with snow, the molecules kind of they harden together a little bit more. It's like the firmness.
But it's kind of like watered down because it's just cold water. Snow is just
snow. Not avalanche though.
No, that's different. I know because that's packed on a fucking mountain. I get that. I'm just
regular snow. Like fuck that shit. That's
what I'm saying is it doesn't matter. The mass of weight collapsing on a human body, no matter what it is, it's going to be hard to get out. To run this event, first determine the marching order of the party. You have to roll initiative. Assume that the rearmost party member is directly below the avalanche, which means the characters must move at least 100 feet to get clear of the avalanche path. Okay, we'll see how that works. Next, have all party members roll initiative. The avalanche starts 500 feet above the party and sweeps down to the base of the mountain 1,000 feet below. The avalanche moves 300 feet on initiative, count 10, and another 300 feet on initiative, count 0. Okay, you reach a steep, snow-covered incline dotted with jagged rocks. Lying face down in the snow, barely conscious, is a humanoid in blood-stained, cold-weather clothing. So basically, you deal with the whole snow thing, that's fine. You kick people out of the snow. Hopefully no one dies.
That's the big hope. Big hope.
It's all up to rolls, so what do you do with that?
What do?
I don't see anyone dying, but
Who knows?
We don't know with an avalanche. The figure is in the snow is Garrett, the one that we're looking for. He has 1 level of exhaustion and 6 health points remaining. In addition to his weapons, he carries a climber's kit. His other equipment is lost. If the characters have Boy with them, the dog and Garrett are inseparable. The characters tend to his wounds. Garrett comes around and tells them that a Yeti surprised him and his companions higher up the mountain. He lured the Yeti away from the others and got it to chase him down the mountain. The Yeti wounded him seriously, but he escaped with his life when the monster stopped following him. Okay, Hunters of Man as the characters tend to Garrett. 2 crag cats move to within 20 feet of the party and attack.
Does massive damage.
Each one pouncing on a randomly determined party member. Knowing to Tin Towners as Hunters of Men, the crag cats caught Garrett's scent but failed to reach him before the characters showed up. Characters with passive wisdom scores of 17 or higher are not surprised by the... What the fuck? If one crag cat dies, the other disengages. Okay, let's look to see the stats of a crag cat. Okay, challenge level 1, makes sense.
Well, they die.
They die easy. They're just
spell turning though.
The cat has advantage on saving throws against any spell that targets only the cat. If the cat's saving throw succeeds and the spell is of 7th level or lower, the spell has no effect on the cat. Oh!
And instead targets the caster.
What?
Okay.
That's different.
That's a cat. I mean, but it is a magical cat. That's literally Ariel's cat.
Yeah, I was about to say. It's like an Oreo cat, so...
And it's a large monstrosity, actually. Holy shit.
Oh, these things are huge.
Damn.
They're target large?
Apparently. I didn't know they were that...
That's way more terrifying.
I didn't know they were that gigante.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I like it.
Assuming he survives the encounters with the Carrot Cats.
Yeah, assuming.
Garrett makes it known that he wants to find the other members of the expedition and assumes correctly that they are still up the mountain. He aims to find them and can be persuaded to return to Targos if the characters restore all of his lost hit points. No, we're just going to say if they restore any of his hit points. Because we're not going to have them sit there and
burn your
spell slots in order for him to get to max. We're just going to say if they spend a spell slot, he'll return the care.
Wait, does he have a stat block to use?
I'm sure that he's just a normal person. I don't know yet. Scout.
Oh, okay, so he actually has a stat block.
16. So yeah, they don't.
Yeah, he actually is a character. Okay.
So 6. Depending on if they don't roll 10, they're gonna have to waste another one. So if they roll 1, if they decide to heal him one time, we're just going to get him on his way, and then they'll just go up to the mountain and deal with that. That way we don't have to worry about tending to Garrett either. We don't have to worry about tending to Garrett because Garrett's going. They already tended to him. He's healed.
Yeah, exactly.
He's ready to go on and get back home and to his husband.
Normal humans would not be like, yeah, I want to continue going further after I almost brutally got murdered.
Exactly.
No, it's not worth it at this point.
The fuck? Okay, so we did the crag cat. Monkino Growling Bear Akanati.
Yes, I understand.
That's a name. A male Goliath warrior determined to find... Oh, these are names, aren't they?
These are names right there.
Oh yeah, Minartok.
Yes.
Okay, I know I botched the fuck out of that, but what did you expect out of that? And test his mettle against her. Paraloo, Fishfinger. That's a little bit normal.
That's a little bit, yeah. That's
a little bit more normal.
It's a halfling.
A female Lightfoot halfling follower of Yondala. So these are the people we're looking for.
Halfling god of fertility and protection.
I like that.
Huh.
Okay. I mean, we haven't really fucked with halflings, bro. Okay, since you're deciding to play a halfling, we're gonna have to determine in this where your character gets introduced, which is going to be which is going to have to be before this. So we'll have to, when we're looking at Caer-Conic in more of a detailed manner, we'll determine whether.
I feel we could have him be one of the followers that we're helping out, and he also got separated essentially from the rest of the group. He could have been like buried with Garrett.
Oh yeah, since they're not really battling anything and there's no really reason, so sure, yeah. So you can just place them there as well. All right, and that will give you a reason to be a part of that as well. Astrid, a female tiefling who mumbles and swears a lot. Garrett doesn't know what her story is. I think we know what her story is, just by what they've done with tieflings so far in this, but that's just a guess. At this point...
you mean like Baldur's Gate 3?
Well, it depends on what they're doing with the story. With Baldur's Gate 3, they've made tieflings actually pretty nice, or at least the ones that we've encountered. With what they're doing with this, they've made some tieflings that are just some fucked up people here. We don't know her story, though.
Wasn't evil.
She's just ambitious.
Yeah.
Just really, really, really ambitious. Too ambitious. Perilous climb. At this point, the characters must zigzag their way up the mountain, clinging to narrow ledges and scaling icy cliffs. To pass all these obstacles, the party must succeed 3 successful DC athletics checks. Okay, at least it's group checks.
Yeah, exactly.
I would be a little pissed off if I have to go to everyone and be like, okay, roll athletics. What did you get? What did you get? What? Oh, you failed? Yeah. So he failed and she succeeded. So you put your... Oh, you failed too? Oh, you have to save him too.
The struggle is
no.
But level of exhaustion, pretty OP.
I mean...
For each character who failed, individually gets exhaustion.
What?
Yeah. And that's 3 times that they can fail. They have 3 times to fail.
Okay, we'll see how that plays out. Yeah. I don't feel like I want to harsh that way too much.
Yeah,
but
that's
I think we just go 1, if that. I don't know if we're even going to do that. We'll determine on the spot. A frozen cave. When they hit the frozen cave, a character with the latest Yeti secret. We have none of those. Up ahead on your left is a 15-foot high, 10-foot wide cave mouth. There's blood on the snow, some distance from the cave entrance. The blood makes the area where Garrett's expedition was ambushed by a male Yeti that was hidden under a snowdrift near the cave entrance. It lunged at Garrett, raking him with its claws and biting into his shoulder. Oh, God.
Tell me.
That water is really fucking up. Any liquid that I've been drinking recently, man, has just been, like, bubbling in my throat. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's very fucking weird. Yeah, I don't know.
Some acid reflux shit.
Yeah, I'm having some really bad. That's part of it.
Yeah.
And then, like, I think it, like, built up so much that it just comes all out at once. It's just so fucking nasty. Yeah, I don't want that to happen again. No, I want that to happen again. The Yeti pursued Garrett some distance down the mountain before abandoning the chase and returning to the cave. The cave is home to a matted pair of Yetis and their child Yeti tyke. Hooray! That's such a cute picture, everyone says, until they realize they're fucking with things. Mother and child are both inside. The father is out hunting, but returns shortly with a fresh kill. The cave's interior is shown at map 1.17. F1 Chasm. This cave has a 20-foot high concave roof. Most of the floor has fallen away, forming a chasm 80 foot deep. All that's left of the floor is a rocky ledge connected to area F2 by a natural stone bridge that's safe to cross. A 1 foot thick sheet of ice spans the southern part of the chasm. Characters can walk across the ice to avoid F2 and go directly to area F3.
So F3, F1, F2, nigga.
A character can also try to collapse the ice sheet by dealing damage to it. The ice sheet has an AC of 13 and 30 hit points. Wow, really? And immunity to cold... you really made a stop block for some ice sheets? Sure. Any creature standing on the ice sheet when it begins to collapse must make a DC... I mean...
I can see them doing that.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy, yo. On a failed check, the creature falls into the chasm, taking 28 damage immediately.
Holy shit!
and landing prone.
This is level 1? This could DPK instantly.
Have you not noticed that about every single one of them?
But come on. You're not even dying by enemies.
No, you're dying by
foolish decisions.
Snow sheet. The floor of this 10-foot-high tunnel is strewn with the bones of Munkingno, Growling Bear, whose dead body was dragged here. So the Goliath is dead. Bits of flesh still cling to the bones. The head has been ripped from its shoulder, goddamn, gnawed and stuffed in a niche dug out of the wall. Okay, that's very descriptive. Amid the Goliath's bones are torn bits of hide armor, a great axe, and the skulls and bones of 3 mountain goats. 7 other crude niches in the wall hold the frozen heads of humanoids previously decapitated by the Yetis. One belongs to a dwarf named Ubak.
Oh, poor Ubak.
Okay. Another belongs to a dwarf named Barthum, who was killed farther up the mountain a month ago. Man, there's just corpses here, man.
Yeah, and people who actually are in the story too.
Yeah. The floor of this cave is 5 foot higher than an area F2, okay, and it has an uneven ceiling that ranges in height from 10 to 20 feet. The floor drops off sharply to the south, forming a 10-foot high ledge that overlooks the entrance to a tunnel. And the passageway is a short flight of steps that ascend to the south. This cave contains a strange sight, a female adult Yeti watching her child, as it plays with a Lightfoot halfling dressed in... Is that literally the picture, though? I'm curious. No, it's just a hair. Cool. I didn't remember, so... The halfling is Perilou Fishfinger. The Yeti tyke is knocking her around like a ball, and it's clear from her cries that Perilou is still alive. She has 3 levels of exhaustion, but is otherwise unharmed. I mean, like...
Otherwise unharmed? That can kill her by itself.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, 3 levels of exhaustion.
It's ridiculous. The appearance of intruders basically, they're saying she passed all her death saves.
Yeah.
Basically, that's what they're saying. The appearances of intruders terrifies the Yeti tyke, which crawls up onto its mother's back to get away from them. The mother lets out a roar, hoping to scare off the intruders without a fight. She won't endanger herself or her child by attacking the characters. If they also refrain from combat, get it across to her that they've come to rescue the halfling. Okay.
So, I mean, essentially, we need someone with the secret. Unless...
No, they have to come up with creative ways with this. That's one thing I will say.
We're achieving that.
So far. You have to. Like, half of these things are just meant to kill you.
Exactly.
So you have to think outside the box in order to potentially get out of these situations.
Everything's scary.
The appearances of intruder terrifies the Yeti tyke, blah, blah, blah. The mother lets out a roar, hoping to scare out the intruders without a fight. She won't endanger. So she doesn't fight.
She doesn't want to. She will fight if she needs to, basically.
Okay, so that's fine. Perilou thanks her rescuers, but it's sad to have witnessed the death of her Goliath friend. She doesn't know what became of her other companion, Astrid, see ruined camp below, and would love to answer the question before returning to Ten Towns. Perilou stands with the characters until they return to Ten Towns, then part ways with them after they decide that her adventure days are over. I would say so, yeah. Okay, so that's really it. Okay, so as the characters leave the Yeti cave, the male Yeti returns home with a dead mountain goat tucked under one arm. Under normal circumstances, the male Yeti is hostile. There we go. But a character with the littlest Yeti secrets can improve. No, they're going to have to fight the thing. If no one has his secret, but the characters have the Yeti tyke with them, why would they?
Because most likely someone try to befriend it. That's just people.
They can trade the tyke for safe passage up or down the mountain. So they can literally just
barter. They can hold hostage.
Man, that's got to take some creative thinking for them to think that. But that's fine. Yeah. That's fine. Ruined camp. Here lies the body of Astrid, the tiefling, and an ill-fated mountaineer known only as Blue Boots. That's a corpse?
That looks like a corpse right there.
Jesus. I'm talking about this.
Oh no, I think that person is alive and staring at the dead body.
It says that here lies the bodies of Astric the Tiefling. Okay, we don't know. We'll find out. I guess that's up to interpretation. You come to the edge of a vast... Okay, we don't need to read this. The figure seated in the snow is Astric, a Tiefling wizard. She is dead.
Oh, there we go. She's dead.
That's what I thought. Frozen solid with her teeth clenched and her eyes staring at the blue boots sticking out of the snow. Damn, she escaped immediate death at the hands of the Yeti, but in her panic fled up the mountain rather than down it. Damn. Unwilling to approach the Yeti cave again too soon, Astric took refuge here. Oh, what a sad death. God. That's so...
but that's realistic.
It is. Oh, that's why it's so sad, because it's so real. The sight of the boots made her sink into utter despair until the elements finally claimed her.
She didn't even try to save herself. She just said, fuck it.
Oh. Okay. The blue boots, a shield dwarf named Barthoom. There's Barthoom. Climbed to his greatest height and made camp here a month ago only to be killed. The half-buried tent is his. Characters who tug on his blue leather boots can pull Barthoom's headless body from... Great! Characters who search the dwarf's body find an empty wineskin, a half-eaten block of goat's cheese, and a miner's pick! Characters who search Astric's body find stuff that's helpful. Potion of invisibility, and then Veltrixie can actually learn some spells for fucking once, right?
Right, there's a lot of spells too, very good ones, of course.
It's one of the few things I kind of feel bad for her because there's nothing here in Tin Town.
No, there's not.
So half of the part of being a wizard is learning the spells themselves.
Yep.
Finally, we can give her some spells that she could potentially learn. Granted, does she have to spend some gold? Fine, but they have some gold. She can spend it. Unfortunately for her, she went time wizard, so she's not able to do half the gold for a
you can toss some time wizard shit in there, honestly.
I mean, I think that'd be appropriate.
Yeah.
We'll just have to look at it, and it's not hard. It's not hard to do that. I mean, that's depending if she didn't take it already. I don't think she has. She went fire with this one.
Yeah, she did.
Because this is her second one. So technically, I think she rearranged her spells. We'll have to talk to her. The trip back to Targos can be as fraught or as uneventful as you wish. We're not going to Targos. We're just going to Caer-Dineval.
Well,
and essentially,
you're supposed to go back there because mission. Well, you still need to collect the reward technically,
which could give them incentive to go back to Targos.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to give them the quest end when they hit Caer-Dineval, so they can either go back to Caer-Dineval and spend some time resting, or they can continue on. Because I feel like this can easily be done. Mm-hmm. Easily be done in the first half. And then we come back from our break, and then we head to the second quest. This is just depending on circumstances and how things go. But the potential of getting 2 quests done here is just so good. That it's so hard not to put things. So, your character? Where are you basing your character from? Where is he from? What 10 towns? You have not determined that.
Timeline would be appropriate just due to his nature.
Okay, so we can just go to Timeline, right? Or we can say that you have a place in Timeline for some reason. Just for your sake. So as long as you know a place in Timeline, this is for your brain. You can just, if things come up, or it gives you reasons to know stuff as well. Mm-hmm. Since you're a part of 10 towns, you've established yourself as one of the townspeople, and if they have questions for you, you can answer. Yeah. That's all. Everything else that's your character. I don't know what you're doing. If you wish to talk to me about that, that's fine. If you don't wish to, that's fine. I don't care one way or the other. It's whatever you're doing is on you, buddy. So, the unseen is where we're looking to do next, which is the castle, so to speak, outside of Caer-Dineval, which is weird for me. Let's read it all. Maybe it's not. The characters can pick up the quest when they start to talk Caer-Dineval. The town sits quietly at the foot of Kelvin's Cairn. Trovis spends most of his days drinking and reminiscing about his bygone adventuring days. He's been patrolling, looking for thieves, but he's a drunk alcoholic, so he missed the fucking meeting. But after yet another night of heavy drinking, he passed out.
More drinking.
It says this happens every day. That's what they're saying.
This is daily.
Passed out in the snow for a few hours. He has no recollection of how he ended up in the snowy pile or why he was outside drinking in the first place.
That's what he does, because the thing is that he goes to bed, he goes outside with a mission, and then he drinks.
And then he's just in the snow.
And like,
just have to drag him back.
It's literally an endless cycle. It's like he's stuck in a loop.
Poor
fucking stupid.
guy's in such an idiotic phase right now. Oh my gosh. What a guy. If he's not stopped, Trovis starts a long speech about adventures he went on in his younger days. His stories include one where he kicked a half-ogre into a river and watched it float away while it yelled profanities at him. Another tells of the time he tricked a group of kobolds into believing he was a dragon in humanoid form. I mean, like, you're a dragonborn, so it's not hard. If the characters ask about the missing lantern, he offers to take them into a local inn so they can talk to the Schroeder sisters who run the establishment. Sherrard, maybe, I don't know. He seems less bothered by the cold than anyone else in the settlement, due to his silver dragon heritage. As they walk, Trovis talks about what has been taken from Caer-Dineval over the past 3 nights. A colored shifting magic lantern taken from the inn, a pair of goats stolen from the local tavern, a small sack of pearls carved into decorative beads, gone missing from the stores of Frozen Far expeditions. Jeez. If the characters inquire about a reward for dealing with the thieves, Trovis explains that the town doesn't have the coin to pay someone to investigate this matter. Most of the valuables in the village have disappeared already, so there's little left to use as compensation.
Oh, so are we still using him? Or are we replacing him? Before we get there.
I mean, what do you want to do? I mean, I'll let you choose. Because I feel like, since I'm taking Targos, you can take this one as well. So that's the plan at least. If we decide, hey, I'll just take it over, I'll just run the whole session and we'll do that. But I feel like you can take this second part at least. Yeah, so do you think we should just create a unique character for the situation?
I feel we should. And the thing is that I would have to go based on logic, if whether or not he's still there. I mean, okay, so he's there. He missed the meeting. Mm-hmm. What would the lady from Branshine do, in your opinion?
I mean, regardless of if he's a good person or not, I feel like she would literally just strip him of the position. That is like the one core thing about being a leader, is that you have to show up for those meetings. So I don't think he would.
And he doesn't have any good excuse like the other guy who's claimed he was sick. He had that as a thing, but everyone knows him as a drunk. It's just like,
regardless if he's a good person, that's not going to take away from the fact that he fucked up. So, well, I'll let you determine that. He'll create a character on his own to have been replaced by the Caer-Dineval leader. He'll have his own little leader for that. Fuck it. And it gives him a chance to create something. Helpful sisters. If he asks about the thieves, Trovis takes a deep breath. We don't need to look about Trovis and stuff. Helpful sisters. Trovis leads the characters through Caer-Dineval to the northern light on the eastern edge of town. An empty hook meant to carry a lantern hangs above the inn's entrance. The inn appears to be mostly empty. The woman Allie, I'm not going to read it. The woman Allie is one of the Sherrard sisters who owns the inn. The other owner, Corey, is working in the kitchen. Allie settles Trovis into a chair before approaching the characters. She confirms that the town has been experiencing break-ins and robberies lately, but no one has witnessed a potential culprit. The only clue is a set of tracks leading into the direction of Kelvin's cairn. Allie thinks that the tracks were made by the dwarves who lived in the valley in the base of... Literally, though, she suspects that the endless winters has made by the dwarves desperate for food and ale, though she can't explain why the dwarves would steal the inn's lantern and other valuables. Allie is surprised that no one in Caer-Dineval has seen or heard the dwarves remarking that a quiet dwarf is an oxymoron. I mean...
It is. The loudmouth, boisterous.
Any interaction with Allie is interrupted when Corey exits the kitchen. If the character asks Corey for details, she explains that the magic lantern that used to decorate the outside of their inn doesn't do anything useful other than light up the area with different colors. If asked about a reward for dealing with the thieves, the sisters say they have little coin, but they can provide food and comfortable beds in exchange for the party's help. They'll even throw in a few flagons of beer if the characters can bring their magic lantern back to the inn. If the characters accept the quest, they're not... The fucking drunk's not even the quest giver.
No.
That's how much of a useless guy he is.
To lead them to it.
God, it's so fucking... Ugh. Not their best character.
No.
If asked about a reward for dealing...
He's a very weak character.
Very, very weak, if you ask me. Especially with the cool design, though, like that.
Yeah.
You would think they would... They could have done a little bit better.
A drunken dragonborn is fucking intense.
That's a really cool idea. They'll even throw in a few flagons of beer, blah, blah. Getting a dog sled, they already have dog sleds, we don't need them. Following the tracks leading away from the inn have been filled with blowing snow, making them appear as small depressions. Once the characters get about 50 feet away from the inn and its outbuildings, the discovery that the tracks had been completely obscured. If the characters wait until morning to set out, they find a set of fresh footprints left behind by a lone Duergar scout. This Duergar didn't enter any buildings, but simply looked around the village before leaving close to the morning. Following the footprints leads to a different set of tracks, which were made by an ogre zombie pulling a sled. That's the whole imagery thing.
Ogre zombie.
These new tracks begin where the Duergar tracks end. A quarter mile outside of town, the ogre zombie waited all night for the Duergar to return. The Duergar hopped onto the dog sled before ordering the ogre zombie to march. Any characters who examine these tracks and succeed on a DC 15 Wisdom survival check identify the creature's tracks as belonging to an ogre. The characters can follow these fresh tracks, which head to the mountain, toward the mountain. See, it's really pretty much neighboring the mountain, and then veer toward the Duergar outpost. So it's not the Caer itself. The Caer is... They don't even really talk about the Caer.
No.
They don't even talk about the castle here.
No.
I thought it was the Caer itself.
I guess it's based in...
Is this the Caer?
I guess it's based in Caer-Dineval instead. I think it's like... Okay, so you know Stalin's Wall?
Yeah.
So, there's the iron wall that just separates the two places, but there's only one castle, I guess, that rules them all.
Maybe, yeah. But it's just weird. If they're saying... If Caer is a term for castle, and it's supposed to be a castle, then where's the castle? It's just weird to me.
It is.
Unless they're just qualifying as this is a castle.
It's because they're neighbors, most likely.
I mean, that's fine. It's just silly to me. Caleb, thoughts?
No, I thought they both... I was thinking the same thing. I thought they both had castles, but... not.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Oh, Reggie.
I don't know, Reggie.
Approach the outpost, the Duergar outpost, a recent addition to the foothills north. See, it's a recent addition. It's new. They come to the outpost to resupply, and it's not the area, and rest before searching nearby settlements for Charterland. The characters from the Duergar. All right, let's read this bit. Doesn't really matter. This is just introducing them to the area. Two Duergars watched for approaching intruders. One is stationed in the bunker, and the other in the overlook. These Duergars are tired and bored, but they notice characters who are so incautious as to carry light sources or otherwise announce their presence. Damn, man, this is going to be insane. If the overlook Duergar sees what she perceives to be a threat, she sounds the alarm as she runs down the main entrance to pull up the drawbridge, taking 2 rounds to do so. The Duergars run The Duergar in the bunker is armed with heavy crossbow and takes pot shots at visible threats. Characters who succeed on a DC 10 stealth check can approach the stronghold undetected by hugging the north cliff and moving behind the bunker and below the openings of the overlook. Once they reach the mouth of the frozen river, they can crawl through the covert or quietly approach the main entrance without being detected. We don't have to worry about this whole role-playing bit. It's not hard to do that.
Yeah, we got everything inside.
The Duergar outpost was not built with the intentions of being aesthetically pleasing or welcoming to strangers. There is no interior lighting since the Duergar rely on dark vision to see, so it's just completely dark.
Mm-hmm.
The walls and entryways are all 10 feet high, allowing Duergar that have grown to large size to move around easily. Just using their natural thing where they can just grow big.
They can fucking shrink and grow like fucking bosses.
It's really cool.
It is, always has been.
The stone bunker. Stands 15 feet tall, blah, blah. Duergar named Bjork stands guard in the bunker and shoots his heavy crossbow through the arrow slits at any creature he sees. Damn. They're going to be fucking...
They love that whole arrow slits thing, but I mean, it was a thing they used back then, so it makes sense to use it. It's just fucking... It's just OP.
It's medieval shit.
It's just OP as hell. You can't do nothing about it.
I mean, he carries his crossbow in addition to his regular weapons. That's just saying that if you... They just want you to fight him? I don't know. They don't mention anything. I guess it's depending on how the adventure goes. Right. Main keep. The outer doors aren't locked, but they are heavy. As an action, a character can pull the doors open by succeeding on a DC 12 athletics check. A 30-foot deep hole or pit just inside the doors is spanned by a 20-foot square wooden drawbridge that can be raised by a simple pull chain mechanism in times of danger. There's 2 goats, apparently. 3 cages. The 2 goats were stolen from another cage. Is a nervous pair of goats. Their cage is empty. One pair is a freaking ogre rotting half skin. The ogre zombie. The Duergar used the ogre zombie to pull their dog sled for some stupid reason. The zombie has been enslaved and browbeaten by the Duergar and does as they command. Inside its cage, it can do no harm to them. So why do they trust the fact that the ogre zombie won't fuck them up when they use them to pull the sled?
That's probably because it's not very smart. Its intelligence is probably really low.
Yeah.
Easily tameable, basically.
Sure. I mean, it is a zombie.
Yeah.
If they haven't already done so, the Duergar from the bunker and the overlook run down to release the ogre zombie from its cage and attack the intruders who breach this hall. This is literally mostly a combat encounter. Mm-hmm. This is what I've noticed. Unlike the Caer-Dineval, which was so engaging. That's my phone.
Over engaging.
I mean,
it's not over engaging, but it was.
No, it was
thrilling.
Yeah, that was my favorite one so far. I'll be honest, mostly because I didn't expect it to be as good as it was. That was a really well done quest, personally, because of the mix of role playing and combat potentially. Everyone had fun, and it showed in the video. Even when we were dead tired, that says a lot.
Yeah.
The well descends 10 feet to an underground cistern. The sides of the wall are icy and requires climbing gear or magic to scale. Okay, we have plenty of climbing gear at this point. They just freaking give it to you all over the place.
Right.
And with my bag of holding, it's easy.
Bag of holding, he says.
I can literally make 2 too. With the freaking thing, I can just keep making bags of holding. Because of artificer abilities.
Yeah, the first iteration of the Unearthed Arcana was a lot weaker as far as that goes, like item creation.
Yeah.
Like, they beefed item creation up exponentially.
And it makes it fun.
Yeah.
I think I
do what you're supposed to fucking
do. Dude, Artificer is like 10 times more fun than I thought it would be. It's way more fun than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Vertical iron bars spaced 6 inches apart are embedded in the stone's frames of 3.
6 inches.
See, that's what it says. 5 foot tall rectangular openings as an action. A character can try to bend the bar to create an opening big enough for a small creature to squeeze through, doing so with a successful DC 20 athletics check.
Interesting. So I think I'm the only small creature.
I think so, yeah.
I think it'll be only. Damn it.
Unless I use the rabbit. That's the better.
I'm late. I'm fucking late. I'm fucking late.
Do you want me to do what? Okay, I can pull the trigger.
A shotgun bunny.
Armory, though. The armory holds equipment used by the Durgar, including 2 suits of scale mail sized for doors, 2 steel shields, 3 war picks, 9 javelins, 2 climber's kits, and 4 mess kits. That's a lot of stuff.
What should I carry? the steel shields? Okay, I got it.
This 5-foot high... I'm so excited. I really hope they don't kill it. This 5-foot high tunnel is 20 feet underground and has 20-foot long ladder at each... 20-foot long ladder!
I mean, it's 20 foot on the ground. So
that's just crazy. I'm just imagining... Dude, normal ladders are wobbly as fuck. A 20-foot ladder? That's going to be wobbly as a motherfucker.
I'm assuming it's made of Chardolin, which is probably not good.
No! The ladder at the south end climbs to... Okay, I'm escalating, sorry. Long room divided in the middle by 2 open doorways stands empty. In the far southwest corner, an iron lever sticks out of the wall. Nildar investigates any loud noises in the area. Once summoned, he stands next to the lever and waits for one or more intruder to move into the choke point. Whereupon he moves the lever to trigger a trap. Trap. When the lever is pulled, iron spikes spiring out from the floor and ceiling to form barriers across each doorway. A creature in either opening must succeed on a DC 12 dexterity saving throw, or it takes 7 2d6 piercing damage from the spikes and be restrained until the spikes are retracted.
So
the trap
pierces through their foot basically and clenches onto you.
Oh god.
And hooks you in. Oh fuck. Okay.
The berries of spice kids 3 foot 3/4 covered a creep behind us. Okay. I don't like that. Commander's quarters. The characters made it through area 05 without getting into a fight. They catch Nildar Sunblight. Here's Nildar.
Fucking Sunblight.
Sitting at a desk studying his collection of glassy shards. He attacks the characters when they enter. The glowing object on the desk is a magic lantern, which Nildar has covered with a burlap sack to dull its light. The lantern is the one that was stolen from the Northern Light on Caer-Dineval. It shifts in colors from blue to green to red, but has no other magical properties. The crumpled up piece of paper on the desk bears a message from Nildar's older brother, Death, written in charcoal and in Dorvish. Brother, you will find me on the frozen ferry in East Haven. From this new base, the search for Charlin continues. Long may our father reign over this dark land. Death.
Love that.
And that gives them reason to go to East Haven next. If they choose to. Okay, Nildar, we're playing Nildar. The characters, fuck Dildar.
Fuck Nildar.
When he's not leading raids, blah, blah, blah. The shard at the table includes several pieces of ordinary tinted glass and 3 dagger-sized pieces of Chardolin. Okay, there's actually a section for Chardolin. Okay, we're not going to read all that. Yeah, we know what Chardolin is. Yeah, with a successful DC 16 intelligence check, they could determine that the Chardolin, despite its crystalline composition, is malleable, making it an ideal raw material for those who can fashion items from the substance. Me. It'd be me, Louis Lightsword.
Louis Lightsword.
No.
Make a lightsword for you.
I can do it.
It's called a lightsaber.
Coming from my chest. No other properties can be discerned with an ability check. If the characters capture Nildar and try to talk to him, he snarls and threatens the characters in Dwarvish. Okay?
My father. I see it.
We'll leave that to you. If the characters will let Nildar go, or if he escapes, he leaves the outposters in the ogre zombie and the dog sled. If there's not, most likely that's not gonna be an option. Like, given the fact that the way that they structure, by the way that they structure things, like you said, they attack on sight.
Well, the thing is that they're thinking, okay, these are level 1s. A Duragar can level these guys.
Yeah, I know.
If they were still level 1.
I don't see it going well for them
Not for
at
him.
all.
Not for him. I think they would actually nuke him.
I mean, yeah. I don't think Nildar lives.
No, I think they nuke him. One turn nuke.
Yeah.
If he doesn't go high in the initiative order, it's a 1-turn nuke.
I'm just saying. I see this as a wipe for the enemy.
Yep. Because if it was level 1-turn nuke for the enemy, the enemy kills team.
And when I was watching the channel, that I don't remember. If I don't remember the channel, I would just say it. But when they run Caer-Dineval, they were running it at level 2.
Mm-hmm.
Level 4. Level 2, they actually did a very easy job.
I'm sure, yeah.
So it doesn't seem like this is too crazy of quest.
No.
Okay. The barge opening 3 cylinders, each of the 5 cells along the south wall, holds one prisoner, formerly a Tin Towner or a nomad, who was abducted and killed by the Duergar, using the animated spores of this myconoid sovereign. Oh, Underdark stuff.
Back.
The Duergar have turned these dead humans into 5 spore servants.
Bringing them back. Spore servants, bringing them back.
Underdark from the Out of the Abyss, which is something we've ran, or at least the first part of it we've ran. I don't think we're ever going to bring that back, but we'll see. You know, we go with the flow on this channel.
Exactly.
We're not known for finishing things. We should be, but we're not. But we're doing our best to commit to things.
Yeah, Caleb, don't be such a negative Richard.
I'm not.
Yeah, you thought I was going to say Nancy, right?
I mean, you should have.
Negative Richard.
The spore servants are unallied plants with a walking speed of 20 feet. They have blind sight.
Of course.
They lose the pack tactics in all language they once knew with the thing. So they don't have pack tactics. Okay.
That's cool. What are they there for?
It's weird how they nerfed this so fucking hard.
It's because they're not in the Underdark anymore, I would say.
Well, the thing is, for me, it's just like, this whole encounter is nerfed compared to the other encounters.
It's because it's supposed to be one of the really big encounters, as in, like, narrative-wise.
I guess.
Because this is one of the
narrative
evildoers.
Yeah,
basically.
This is essentially some of the plots for the Duergar.
But he can literally just be like, done. If he doesn't escape, it's just no information gained.
He will die immediately.
You find the shit, you find the letter, and that's it.
Yep.
Aside from that, none of this shit happens. Like,
I don't know what to say. When the characters returned to the Northern Light, they found Trovis passed out in a paddled armchair. Basically, this is not a hard. This is not a hard quest.
No.
You go through the quest, you get done. That's why I say like these quests are actually pretty smooth, from what I can see. If we run it the right way.
Some quests are smooth. Some quests are.
So yeah, easily enough.
Yeah, this is a pretty standard quest right here.
Okay, so the next part, if you're not interested in and you want to be surprised when you watch our stuff or when you watch the episode itself when we go live or when it gets posted to our channel, first of all, subscribe. We would love for you to watch more of our content.
Literally.
Because we are doing our best to bring out the best.
We try so hard.
If you like what we do, make sure to like the video. It's really important.
Like that video, please. Like it.
Sorry, the feel coming up again, and I don't want it to happen. But please, I implore you, if you do like what we do, showing your support is the best way for us to continue what we do. So we've already talked about Caer-Dineval. We talked about the plan that we have for tomorrow. or technically today since it's 6 o'clock in the morning.
I love you.
If you don't want to watch the character us creating a couple characters for 10 towns, then
click away.
Click away. But if you are interested in seeing us create these characters, let's do that now.
All right, let's. Do we have like a race chart roller? I just want to do that. That's something I don't do.
Don't remember if there is one. Oh, what we can use is the spell. Let me pull it up on a different.
Resurrection.
Yeah, I'm not gonna have that screen popped up. Resurrection chart.
Oh, 5e.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck?
This is real life resurrection.
Oh God. Oh my God, crucifixion.
Yeah.
Resurrection charts.
Yeah.
Resurrection consequences chart. No, that's not what I'm looking for.
Oh no. Oh, where the chart at, buddy?
True resurrection, maybe?
Yeah, probably.
Probably true.
Oh, no, not there either.
No, reincarnation, dude.
Oh.
I was about to say, I don't think it's resurrection. But, yeah, there we go.
There we go.
D100.
D100. The honey's over here. Uh-oh. We got a 780, actually. We got 80, buddy.
That's a human.
Okay. I can work with that.
I was about to say, I think it's going to be human. I feel the human. Okay.
Alright.
So, when we're thinking about character creation process, or we have to look at the town itself. So we got ourselves a human. Not the most unique, but that's perfectly fine.
Exactly.
I think you can do a lot with humans personally as Caleb, and I think it's easy for us to look at the town itself and create a character based off the town. So if we're talking about the previous speaker, Trovis, they did not like. They probably, if we're doing the re-election already and say that the election already happened, they probably didn't like the fact that he was a sloth.
Mm-hmm.
And he projected himself to be this hero when really he was just a
because it says he's ran over his town with brawn and good humor, essentially speaking.
Mm-hmm.
But he apparently just, after he got the job, he was just like,
fuck it.
Yeah.
So we would have to create a character who's pretty much the exact opposite if we're going off of like what they're looking for. So the serious type. Looking for a serious type of character. What we can do is...
So, you mean like me? Of course. Yes.
Okay, so let me pull it up here. DM Heroes. DM Heroes is a fantastic site where it gives you a chance to at least, out of like their base stuff, to create something. So I'll bring up DM Heroes on... Well, why is it not... Okay, so... Incarnate. Whatever. It's not that serious. Let me just... You know what? DM Heroes. It's not showing it. It's not showing the address bar anyway, so we'll just do it off of this. Alright. We'll just click human. We get ourselves a bold motherfucker like him. And this is who we're looking at.
We need a bold motherfucker like him.
This is who we're looking at.
It's alcoholics.
I mean, that works.
That's hilarious.
We don't have to go with the traits. This is just the way DM Heroes works is they give good traits, potentially. So this is the format. This is the character we're working with as far as our leader here and our new leader. Do you want to keep the name? Or are you going to create your own name?
Hand us some Bilger.
That's his name, yeah.
Hand us some fucking Bilger right there. No,
hand us Bilger.
It's literally hand us some Bilger. I don't know what Bilger is, but he gonna hand us some. I don't like that name. I'll make a name for that.
Okay, we don't need a name right now. Yeah. We need a character. Okay, so first things first, start off with actually role-playing it out. So when you're thinking about a character and what you want to play, sometimes what I do, especially when it comes to NPCs, is I just like, especially when there's no one around, or really I don't care either way, I'll just start talking or testing stuff out, when I'm looking at certain NPC ideas, or when even with my own PC characters, I typically find myself imagining certain scenarios and somehow find myself talking like them.
Yeah.
So, what do you imagine he sounds like? Are you going Tourette syndrome here?
No.
Okay.
I'm just like just using different tones.
Okay. It's fine.
I mean, my name's Handus.
Is it?
Just
using it as a placeholder.
I know he's being an idiot.
I mean, I've tried to avoid as much alcohol as possible.
Why?
I dislike the taste of it, and I dislike what it does to my body. It makes me kind of slow and a little bit less lethargic. My brain processing power goes down a little bit, and I heard the last guy he was pretty bad. He wasn't even like a recovering alcoholic. He was just an alcoholic nonetheless. And I promise nowhere near. So
Yes.
I'm glad to be here. So who are you, sir?
just so fucking guy.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, just like class was saying. Yeah, all right. Thank you for that round of applause. I have some business to attend to. I have a lot to keep up. He didn't do any bookkeeping at all. He has no records of any transactions or anything like that. So I had to get started on that.
So he's the serious type. I like it.
Yeah.
All right. So perfect. We'll grab this image here, and we'll project that to our people. And he doesn't even look like perfect. I think that we don't have to really think about much else with this guy, to be honest. Be earnest. It's not going to show on camera, is it? Yay! I didn't think it would. But I'm going to save this. And, fuck me.
Whoa.
Fuck me.
Oh, God.
Fuck me.
Ah. Tingling.
No, I'll just save it here and be done with it. I'll deal with it later. As long as it's somewhere. This is what we're looking at. He'll come up with a name later. He has the character, way more serious. Probably not the most likable guy, but
he gets the job done.
He gets his job done. Okay, so what is the other character we were looking at? I don't remember.
I don't remember at all. Got lost in the proverbial sauce in that part.
I guess so. We got the Wilderness Cow, we got Caer-Dineval. I don't think we had. Because unless Joey takes a roll, I feel like what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the trigger on him. Oh yeah, like that. Yeah. I'm going to pull the trigger on the whole sword bit that he's been talking about for a while. So I feel like we're just kind of expedite it, and if he wants to position in Caer-Dineval, he would be elected, since there's really no one else to oppose him. But this is my plan, or the plan I had, or potential plan, is when he grabs the sword, or not the sword will be in the office in the Caer somewhere. It wasn't originally there, but somebody placed it there. Wonder who.
The DM?
Maybe the DM. But maybe the entity that he's been praying to. It's weird to see the sword without a soul, but as soon as he picks up the sword, the soul will be back into that body, and the guy that was a ghost originally, that's pretty much was playing dead, will get inside the body of the tiefling and take over the body as a tiefling, and then take over the duties, as Joey will be stuck in the sword again. And the guy who was originally not supposed to be a character is turned into a leader in Caer.
Well, we might just nuke him down. Because I don't see him being able to escape. Because I think that's what they would do. The sword thing was just like, kind of took us aback. And so we just like let it go and we didn't know what to do. Because we wanted to keep the sword body. But I feel like, okay, this tiefling, now he's in a squishy flesh sack.
Well, it's either that.
Yeah.
Or the other option is that he gets the sword and the tiefling, he's just stuck in the body of the sword and the tiefling's back to original. It's probably the better option.
Back to the human he was before he died?
Yep, because the soul returns to his body via D&D rules. We're just following the fucking order. Given what they gave us here, your body's back.
Okay, so they actually could take it a step further. So we can make it more like so. Okay, he now is back in the body. Now the guy, the regular human, the regular whatever, the regular tiefling's back in his own tiefling body. Mm-hmm. Now he gets the fuck off, and then he gets possessed, like behind the scenes. That would actually be a lot better.
Hell
as
yeah!
far as that goes, this way
we can counter both. Yeah,
exactly.
Like, that's perfect. Yep, we have our idea here. So I feel like near the beginning of the entire thing, instead of creating another character, we can have their tiefling individual that we have that was originally supposed to be Joey's character. That position vamped away from him as he's now the sword again that he wanted to be the entire time.
Yep.
He asked for it, so
he did.
There you go.
He literally asked for. He wanted to be a sword twice.
Again.
Twice he wanted to be a sword. He was like.
So we're gonna give him what he wants, and he's going to be the sword. So yeah, I think that's all we need to really do. I think we're good now. Yeah. So yep. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Once again, if you like what we do here, please like and subscribe because any sort of attention or anything that any sort of recognition goes a long way. So we just do our best here. If you don't like it, then I'm sorry, but we try our best.
We do.
But if you do, support matters, and in order for us to continue what we do, we would love to have that support. So see you next time.
And if we have to break that subscribe button and break the like button in the comment section, I'm fine with that. I don't mind if you break it. Yeah, he's bald, so you know that in order to get his hair back,
I got a bald head.
In order to get his hair back, you need to subscribe.
Like, bald head.
It helps him grow his hair faster.